There isn't a bracket out there that hasn't been broken as a result of this weekend's tournament games. Is this Princeton team for real? The teams in the NFC East have been making moves. The Eagles are being haunted. The World Baseball Classic concludes today, but for Jose Altuve and Edwin Diaz, at what cost? We're going to enter Cam's Corner, and Ty's going to keep it a buck. It's a jam-packed show. Now, theme music, if you don't mind. Welcome to the Unbiased Podcast, where we take an unbiased look into the biased world of sports. But as y'all know, there's more than one side of the story, and I can't tell by myself, so I need my homies to help me out. I got Ty, I got Cam. What's good, fellas?
Yo.
Hey, what's going on, big
You
dog?
already know.
I can't call it. I might spoil it. So let's start in the NFL. This offseason could be one for the ages, but let's just stay with the only division in the league to win at least 8 games. That was the NFC East. Every team in that division won at least 8 games. So the NFC East hasn't seen a repeat champion in 18 seasons. And with the looks of things, the streak could be extended. Last week, the Dallas Cowboys acquired 2019 NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Stephon Gilmore, for a 5th-round pick. Then on Sunday, Cowboys were able to acquire Brandon Cooks for a 5th and 6th rounder. Commanders re-signed Deron Payne to the second highest contract, second only to Aaron Donald among defensive tackles, while also signing veteran journeyman quarterback Jacoby Brissett. And then there were the Giants. Giants traded for Darren Waller and re-signing Danny Dimes, and now their contract talks to maintain Saquon Barkley. Whew, that was a lot. So, Cam, let's start it off. Which team in the NFC East is the biggest threat to the Eagles?
Man, I got a little bit different take on it, bro. I don't think it's the Cowboys, I don't think it's the Giants, and I don't think it's the Commanders, bro. It's the Eagles themselves. I think that the Eagles are going to. I think they're going to repeat, man. They've made a lot of good signings. They picked up Rashad Penny from Seattle. They also picked up linebacker Nicholas Morrow from the Bears. He had 116 tackles last year, bro. Great season. Also, bro, I know that they got rid of Miles Sanders, man, but they still got Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell. They can help out in that second, or not the secondary, but in the run game. They got a lot of players that are staying on the squad, man. And we saw how good they did. It's going to be hard to go 14-3 next year, or anything better than that with inside this division. But that's who I got, man. I mean, you lose Miles Sanders to Carolina, you lost Gardner Johnson to Detroit Lions, bro. Yeah, dude, I think it's just going to be them, man. I mean, they'll beat themselves if anything, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I got to agree with you somewhat. But I think my boys got a chance. I mean, bro, come on. We already saw it. I mean, we done finally let Zeke go. Thank God I've been waiting on it. And I think a lot of the Dallas fans have been waiting on him to get up out of there. And he's just not producing as he was. And, it's just like, and it's just the opportunity of it didn't look good. You know what I mean? Like, you did well, and then they rewarded you with the money that you wanted. And then after that, it just didn't look good. So a lot of Dallas fans are in the position that I'm in. It's just like, Pollard is doing his thing. And if we can get somebody to support Pollard, come on. I mean, the running game should be solid. And then all the receivers we got on offense, I mean, it's just a dominant team, bro. And then on defense, we still stacking up. Like, we're raising the bar, man. I'm trying to tell you. Now, I ain't going to say we're going to the soup because I ain't one of them ignorant ones. But I got us going to the playoffs.
For the most part, all four teams in the division were in the playoff hunt last season, and the Commanders, Riverboat Ron did what Riverboat Ron does best, and started Carson Wentz in a play-in game. I don't understand that, but I think what the Giants did, adding Darren Waller, a solid guy that Danny Dimes can depend on, that isn't named Saquon Barkley, and they got a number one guy. They got Sterling Shepard, and they got some other guys. Isaiah Hodges, he came out, showed himself, and adding some pieces on defense. Colts linebacker Bobby Oriki. I think I said that name correctly. I don't know if I did or not, but he had 157 tackles, middle linebacker last year, career high. So that's just high production, and the Giants have a winning system. We saw what happened. Now I'm not comparing the two. We saw what happened when Josh Allen, without Brian Daboll, his guy, his offensive coordinator in his ear, became the head coach for Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones had the least amount of turnovers he's ever had in his career, and Josh Allen was tied for league lead. So another year in the system, I think the Giants can make some noise. They could be one of those sneaky teams, not competing for the NFC as a conference because that's different in the playoffs. But the NFC East, since that division doesn't get won twice in a row, I think the Giants are next up to bat.
So I think I don't know, man. I think the Giants need a lot of work, bro. I mean, I know that they're re-signing, but I don't see a true wide receiver one on that squad. I think if any of those receivers went to any other team, they would be wide receiver two. So that's the only reason I say that. But they also need a lot of help in the secondary, bro. Like on defense, I mean, we saw what they did. What they start out the season last year? I don't remember exactly, but I mean, I don't think they lost a game within the first like what 6-7 games or something like that.
Yeah, they started off 6-1, something like that.
And look at what happened, bro. 9-7-1. You know what I mean? Like, I think that they don't have enough depth either. Like they're kind of like the Falcons, man. The Falcons need a lot. I think the Giants need a lot too. I think if everyone stays healthy, that might be a different story. But I don't know, man. It's hard to keep all your guys healthy throughout the season. We see it every year.
This squad already went to the playoffs. They overachieved last year, so they can only get better.
I can't
Theoretically, yes. I mean, like on paper, they should, yeah.
Right.
But not with the Eagles making what like doing what they're doing in free agency right now, and then also the Cowboys also what they're doing. They're bringing back Cooper Rush. So obviously, I think Cooper Rush. I don't know if he's the best backup quarterback in the league, but he won at least in Dallas' system. He can come in, he can win games. They signed Ronald Jones, so that's giving Tony Pollard a little more help in the backfield, right? Leighton Vander Esch, they just extended him too. Great linebacker. So I don't know, man. I think Dallas would be the number two, in the East if push comes to shove. I think so.
See, Dallas is loading their team up, and I think that Dallas can be suspect to their division games because Dallas, we've seen it this past season. We see it all these past seasons, especially during Dak's tenure. This team plays down to lesser opponents while they'll play up to or beat the teams we might seem that they struggle with. So, like a game against Jacksonville last year, they were up 17. They wound up losing that game in overtime. But a couple weeks prior, they had beat on a Vikings team that had wound up winning 13 games. So they pick and choose which competition they want to really ball out against, and that might just bite them in the division.
That was a suspect Viking team last year, bro.
Oh yeah. But if you look on paper,
Yeah, but
13
on
wins
paper,
versus that
Yeah,
Jacksonville team
yeah.
that was 9 wins. No.
yeah.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. But I don't know, man. I think
But I mean, if we
we'll
go
see
off
what
the
they do in the
premise that
draft, man.
you can only get better,
Yeah,
then
and in all retrospect, they should get better. Mike McCarthy's calling the plays, and you've loaded up the weapons: Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb. That's solid. Especially if they find a way to draft University of Texas running back Bijan Robinson. I think whoever grabs him, whether it's Philly, wherever Buffalo could try to get away, get up in there, whoever Dallas tries to find a way. I think whoever grabs him got them something because the guy can't get tackled. He's like
with that, trying
Yep.
to take.
Best running back in the draft easily.
so. Whoever gets their hands on Robinson, that they got him. But I think those three teams will benefit the most from it. But I think, and then with Stephon Gilmore and Michael Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence and um, Trayvon Diggs, it's like, oh, okay, Dallas defense is gonna be formidable. It's gonna be very formidable. It's gonna be tough, but we got to rely on Dak to get it done when it's needed to get done. Because he'll beat on you October, November. We need that done in December when the games matter. Not saying the games don't matter beforehand, but he needs to put up what he did last year in wild card round with 5 touchdowns. He needs to do that. He needs to do that every time the lights get bright.
Yeah. Can't disagree. It's disappointing.
All right, it's time to keep it a buck. Let's do it. All right, there's something brewing in Philly. It might be the fourth major sports team competing for a title as the Philadelphia 76ers have won they won 8 of their last 9 games after they took a loss last night in double overtime. So Joel Embiid has scored 30-plus points and now 10 straight, which is a franchise record. Wilt and Allen Iverson did it in 8. So Embiid is on pace to be the scoring leader and now is level with Nikola Jokic in MVP odds. Embiid finished second to the Joker last season MVP voting. So Ty, let's keep it a buck. How far can the Sixers go with Embiid playing at this level?
It's crazy, man. Because I was looking at like the points that they was winning by. It was like they whooping on teams. It ain't even like teams getting close. It's like they whooping on a lot of these teams. It's like it's because Embiid is doing what he's doing. Like he on both sides of the floor. He's scoring. He's blocking. He's getting rebounds. He's getting assists. Like he's going crazy. And I'm just like, yo, who's going to stop this man? And if you can't stop him, can you compete with their team fully? And then with Harden over there, I mean, what else do you need? Like really, what else do you need? So, I mean, with the 76ers, man, the sky's the limit for them guys, man. I mean, they got 2 obstacles in their way. But they can compete, bro. They can compete with anybody.
So is Joel Embiid the best big man in the game currently?
Yeah, for sure. He's doing it at a different level right now. You know what I mean? It's people that's, close. Don't get me wrong. It ain't like he's like killing them, but I mean, in a sense, he is. Like post moves, everything. He's just dominating the floor, bro. And ain't nothing nobody can do about it. Like, look at that. How you gonna guard a big man shooting from Steph Curry range?
Yeah, he definitely shoots at a better clip than Giannis, and I like his. I like him at the same level defensive prowess wise, and he's obviously way more athletic than Nikola Jokic, and he plays better defense than Jokic. So, yeah, there's a lot to say, and let's go back to that record: 10 straight games, 30 plus. It's never been done by a Philadelphia franchise player. Now, mind you, Wilt played when they were Philadelphia Warriors, but he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley didn't do it. AI, the great one, the answer didn't do it. And Julius Erving didn't do it. So, with that being said, what will he, Joel Embiid, have to do to be the greatest Philly 76?
He's got to keep playing at this pace. Like he's got to keep producing, and that's the only thing I can say, because you're talking about players who've done great things for the league. You know what I'm saying? And as individuals, so he's got to continue on this pace. Otherwise, they're gonna start talking about taking him off that list. You know what I mean? But as of right now, shit, I just like watching the boy ball. The boy's out there getting buckets, and on defense, man, it's crazy. 'Cause you know me, I'm a defensive player, so looking at him play defense is like you out there a big man, and you out there doing your thing, man. I can't do nothing but appreciate it.
Yeah, so you got Embiid as the MVP over Jokic.
Yeah, right now, what it look like.
Well, he's definitely doing some numbers for his case, and we gotta see. As long as the team is, they're currently right now tied for second with the Boston Celtics for second place in the East. So, and I think that they'll be tough. They'll be a tough out. But the way things are looking up, their first round matchup might be the Knicks, and that's going to be a tough 6 or 7 games. I would want a team that's a playing team. I would definitely want a 7th or 8th squad. I know I probably can't get that first seed, but I would fight my hardest to get that second seed.
Yeah, they're a game behind, so we'll see. We will see. They got a chance though. They're not a reach at all. Who they play next? Oh, the Bulls tomorrow.
Yeah, they just play the Bulls again. So, and like I mentioned, if they find a way, um, to get to the finals, that'll be another Philly team fighting for a championship. I don't know. I don't know if they want to just do it again and swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Was that a shot at the Phillies?
Oh man, it was shot at all of them. But like I mentioned last week, the NFL offseason has been way past wild. But let's keep you up to date with the quarterback carousel, shall we? Marcus Mariota, a starter for much of the season for Atlanta, will now be a backup in Philly, who lost their backup, Gardner Minshew, to the Colts. Colts have the 4th pick. Maybe Will Levis, maybe. Now, back to the ATL, where now starter Desmond Ritter will have Taylor Heineke as his backup. His former team, the Washington Commanders, signed Jacoby Brissett to a 1-year deal to help out presumptive starter Sam Howell. Baker Mayfield is the successor to Tom Brady in Tampa. Okay. Jimmy G will be the quarterback in Vegas, where he'll be replacing Derek Carr because he's in New Orleans now. And not to mention, Lamar Jackson has been tagged. Franchise tag has not been signed yet. He can negotiate with other teams. And Aaron Rodgers intends to play for the Jets. They're waiting on trade to be negotiated, just waiting on conversations. So, Ty, coming back to you, which quarterback move intrigues you the most?
Derek Carr. Because, like, I don't think he's going to be any help. I just don't have any faith in the Saints. I'm sorry. I just don't. I like the Saints been my second team for like years, and I just watch them look sorry every year. I'm just like, man, so I just feel sad for these guys. And then we got Derek Carr, and I'm like, okay, good quarterback. You know what I mean? Has pretty good stats. You know what I'm saying? But is he going to help your team succeed fully? No. Who's he throwing the ball to, bro? Like these are the questions that I have for the Saints and Derek Carr. Like Derek, Are you confident in this team, Derek? Do you feel right here? Does it make your heart jump? Do you tingle inside, Derek? I didn't think so, and that's my point. I just what's the point?
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna still waiting on it, like you said, but I think Aaron Rodgers, man, if he really does end up at the Jets, which I'm pretty sure that he will, um, the Jets been making moves, man, and they've been making it since last year. They come off, in the draft, get two really good receivers, man. Both of them were, I mean, top tier receivers this year, and they put on a show this year. Um, and then with them getting old buddy from Green Bay, the tight end, I can't remember his name, bro. And then him saying that he wanted Odell there, bro. If he can make that happen, that would be a squad right there. But since it hasn't happened yet, this quarterback didn't go anywhere. But as I mentioned earlier, the Cooper Rush signing, I think that Dallas is a really good fit for him. Um, I mean, we'll see how it goes, man. Hopefully, I don't want to wish anybody getting hurt or anything. So nothing like Dak getting hurt or anything. But in case he does, and let's say it is long term, I'm going to see what Cooper Rush can do long term, not just 4 games, 5 games. Let's see what he can do, throughout the season.
Uh, yeah, and Aaron Rodgers makes sense, but I wouldn't. If I'm the Jets personally, I'm getting off track here. If I'm the Jets personally, there's no way for the money that Odell wants, I can't bring him in because I'm blowing up my whole team. I already got a squad. I already got a squad with young receivers. All these guys are younger than Odell, and we just brought your boy Lazard in, bro. Like,
stop asking for so much.
stop asking so much. You DB 39, but Aaron Rodgers instantly makes the Jets contenders. But I like the most intriguing quarterback signing to me is Baker Mayfield. It's on a 1-year deal. It's basically you're gonna go in there, prove to me that you can start, prove to me that you can be a reliable starter in this league. Prove to me that 2020 run with the Browns, where you won a playoff game, threw 3 touchdowns, over 250 yards. Proves to me that wasn't a fluke. So, and you're a Heisman Trophy winner, #1 pick. So it only makes sense that you the guy replacing the 7-time Super Bowl winner, Hall of Fame quarterback. Yeah, you a Heisman winner, #1 pick. You gotta go out there and do something. You got Mike Evans out there. You got Chris Godwin still out there. Yeah, man. Rashad White is not no scrum. Had most of the defense is back. Man, you got a hand. Go ahead.
Can I answer the question for you? It was a fluke. It was a goddamn fluke if I ever seen one, boy. Oh man.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like, the game between Georgia and Oklahoma, one of the best college football games of all time, right? Baker Mayfield played his ass off, bro. Had a great game. He did it a lot in college. Like, I've seen this dude ball out. So I mean, I don't think it's necessarily that he can't do it. I just think he's just got to have the right squad. I'm not even gonna say like a great squad. It's just got to be the right squad that fits how he plays. You know what I mean? Personally, bro, I didn't understand why he signed with the Rams. I never understood that at all. That made no sense to me. But I don't know.
That wasn't gonna last.
Yeah. But I mean, I see a quarterback battle going on down in Tampa Bay, man. Him and Kyle Trask. I think Blaine Gabbard's still on that team too. But I don't see him in that competition at all.
No.
Who knows, man? They might just be setting up for Kyle Trask to just take over next year. You never know.
You know what I heard? I heard college. What have you done for me lately? Nothing. Not a damn thing.
No, he looked what's the word, awful in Carolina, and
Hmm.
he did decent in LA with some decent skill players. So and there's some
And
decent
then
skill
the
players
fluke.
around him. They're more than decent skill players. This is Mike Evans we talking about. This guy has 9 consecutive 1,000 yard seasons. Eight, I'm sorry, 8 consecutive 1,000 yard seasons, and like there's nobody like doing that. The last 8 seasons, he didn't win over 1,000 yards, and that was 3 years, 5 years without Tom Brady.
Hmm.
So yeah, so if he can go out there and get 1,000 from James, Baker Mayfield, Baker Mayfield in the right system, and which we'll see if Todd Bowles and his team can employ that system. And the system should be running the ball, playing some rollout play action to where Mayfield should be throwing that ball about 22 to 25 times a game. Everything else should be on the ground. You find different ways to get the ball to your playmakers, but it shouldn't rely on Baker because you got a solid enough defense. And look at this.
So you can't rely on them.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. They got a rookie quarterback that's going to be in Carolina. First year head coach. There's Derek Carr and the Saints. You just said that he don't have anybody to throw to. I think he has very solid targets, but you just said he ain't had nobody to throw to. So the Saints, we're not talking about the Saints anymore. And then there's the Falcons and Desmond Ritter. Okay, this could easily be a toss up between the Falcons and Bucks, between the Bucks and the Saints, or the Bucks can
Who
win
you
it
got?
outright. I don't have any faith in the Panthers. So
I
it
don't
could
know,
be
bro.
toss up. The Bucks
They
can
might
win
have a
this.
good squad this year, bro.
Who you got? Who you got to throw to? Who you got?
Who,
You got
me?
Chris
My team?
Olave, Michael Thomas. He's talking about New Orleans.
Oh,
There's
New
some
Orleans.
guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
Name
Michael
two
Thomas
people.
can stay on the field, and Chris Olave,
Hmm.
he's
He
not that
decent.
dude. He's not Jamar Chase or
He,
anything, but
he
he,
decent.
he's getting up there. He's solid.
Hmm. I want to see what we're gonna do against all these corners in the league. All these corners on boy, y'all tweaking. So no, I had no faith in the goddamn Saints.
So you have no faith in the Saints. So exactly. So this intriguing matchup, this intriguing new relationship between Tampa Bay and former number one overall pick Baker Mayfield. This could be something different. Baker Mayfield, stamp it right here. If Baker Mayfield gets the right system and they keep these guys, they sign, they got the squad. He can be in the running for comeback player of the year next year. He just he just gotta want
I can see that, bro. And I could see Mike Evans being his number one target down there, bro.
it. Yeah.
Bro, I think calling the right plays, bro. Yeah, Mike Evans can have 1,500 yards next year.
We're gonna see. Goddamn Baker Mayfield.
Oh man, and it's time we enter Cam's corner. Let's do it. We'll holler at you in a minute. Now, the World Baseball Classic concludes tonight when Japan and Shan Otanye faces Team USA in the hot bet of Trey Turner. They conclude in the final tonight. Well, unfortunately for Mets reliever Edwin Diaz and Houston Astros star Jose Altuve, they each sustained significant injuries during the quarterfinals of the tournament games, if you will. So Diaz was celebrating Puerto Rico win when he hurt his knee, um, and the Mets fear that his season is done. Meanwhile, Altuve was hit by a pitch in the fifth inning against Team USA, and Astro manager Dusty Baker says it could be a while. So Cam, the floor is yours, but let's talk about it. How significant are these injuries to the game?
I mean, bro, injuries happen. It's sports. No matter what, man. It's sports. Anytime you even at practice, man, you got a chance to get injured out there. Um, it's unfortunate for especially for Edwin Diaz, man. Celebrating with the team. Getting hurt like that. Apparently, he tore his right patella tendon. Um, I think he's done for the season, 100%. I don't see him coming back. Even if the Mets make a run for it, and like in the playoffs, I don't see him coming back this year. Um, Jose Altuve apparently is a broken thumb. Um, we see that a lot. A lot of guys in the NFL and stuff. Baseball players and NBA, whatever. They get those little thumb surgeries. They're out for a month and a half or so recovering. Um, but there's really no word on that. I mean, it could be way more severe. No clue. If it's going to be a while, he might be back maybe halfway through the season. It's pretty intense, man. It's getting hit by that pitch too. Did not look fun, bro. That was
No,
bad.
no, it looked
That was bad
wicked.
for real. Like I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm like I thought it got hit in the face at first, man.
Yeah, it definitely looked wicked. But these are two teams in the Astros and the Mets where people can say that they're definitely title favorites. They're definitely betting favorites in Caesar Sportsbook. So, like, how's this going to affect their title chances in Houston and New York, respectively?
Pretty big. Because I mean, Altuve's been in Houston for a while, man. He's already won 2 titles there. So, uh, I, that's kind of the face of the franchise right there, man. Face of the franchise goes down. I mean, that's just something you don't want in any sport, no matter what, dude. So I think it really hurts their chances. I mean, but again, bro, if they come back and let's say it's only a month and a half, man, that's still a lot of baseball left, and they could go 500 in that time, and then when he comes back, they could be above 500. You never know. Edwin Diaz is a little bit different. You're a pitcher, man. Pitchers are. I mean, obviously you got to have them. There's a lot of pitching, in baseball. The staff is huge, and especially as a closer. When a closer goes down, it's pretty hard to find one, especially like Edwin Diaz. Um, so it's definitely going to hurt their chances. But if I had to pick right now, man, I think the Mets, their chances went down significantly, since he's going to be missing like an entire season.
Mm. I definitely agree. It's just unfortunate because he was the highest paid reliever this all season. Yeah, he earned his bread. But do
Yeah,
you
for
think
sure.
do you think these players, well, should these players be playing in these tournaments, these World Baseball Classic stuff like that?
100% yes. Because you got to think about other sports, man. Look at MLS. Look at soccer. They got World Cup. Um, Look at the NBA. They got the Summer League, right? It's no different than any other sports having other tournaments. And I don't know, man. I mean, if the guys want to play, let them play. Um, and again, like what I said earlier, these guys on during the off season, bro. You think some of them don't go and play basketball, don't go and throw the football and stuff around like that? It's kind of the same thing to me. You can't expect these guys to only play whenever it's spring training or the regular season or in playoffs, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like these guys want to play, let them play. There's guys that want to play on the same team as other guys, and they're not going to get that chance because of contracts. So if that's their chance to do it, let them do it.
I definitely agree. Right now, we're delayed in the World Baseball Championship, the Classic Championship. But real quick, who was your pick to win it? USA or Japan? Now we lost to them in 2009, but we beat them
Yeah,
twice before.
I think USA is going to take it. I think Japan's hot right now though. They are hot. Um, but Trey Turner having himself a tournament, man. He's doing great, and I just think that USA lineup is just too stacked, man.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you because we talked about it before the tournament even kicked off. Talk about Trey Turner being one of those guys who could have one of those seasons, and it looked like it's starting right here. I'm so upset that the Nationals couldn't find a way to get him back.
Bro, but I'm just saying, any lineup that has Mike Trout hitting second, I don't want to even see the rest of the lineup, bro. Like, I'd be scared to play that team.
Definitely should be. But we'll see. As I said, the delay right now. But let's go to Team USA. Now, it's March Madness, and that's exactly what my bracket is. A bunch of madness. Now, on the women's side, well, before I wrote this, the number one seed's worse staying true, but another number one seed went down yesterday as Indiana lost to the University of Miami. Actually, men's and women's. University of Miami beat the University of Indiana. It's tough. But the same can be said for the men's because Kansas and Purdue lost Arkansas and Fairleigh Dickinson, respectively. At least Kansas was in the second round, not to mention Princeton, of all teams, is in the Sweet 16. So, let's discussion time. Does anything about the first two rounds change your title pick from last week?
No.
Man, the only thing that changed in my bracket is I had Duke in the Final Four, and my other three, they're good to go.
Yeah, unfortunately about Duke, man.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. It's all right. It's all right, bro. It's all right. It's all right. We're starting four freshmen. We're starting four freshmen, bro. It's cool.
Yeah, I had Purdue on one side in the Final Four. I had Duke, and man, this is tough.
I'm just saying,
just tough. I mean, on the women's side, no, I still believe in South Carolina. But with that being said, the University of Iowa with Caitlin Clark, the Steph Curry of women's basketball, cannot be unnoticed because she's a bucket, a walking bucket.
Yep.
The bucket getter of bucket getters, but Villanova got a squad and they got the scoring leader. So, but I still like University of South Carolina for the ladies because they're undefeated and they bullying teams. It's not even fair. They might be able to beat a couple of teams on the men's side, but I think I still like Alabama.
For sure.
Man,
I think I still like Alabama.
I'm just saying, bro. I think men's team would just be dunking all over everybody, bro. Just dunking all over everybody.
Not all of them, because if
not all of them.
If Arizona couldn't beat Princeton, I mean Princeton's out there balling, but I think South Carolina go out there. Leah Boston could probably drop like 25 on them. I think she could give them some buckets. It's over for them. It's over for them. Y'all couldn't beat Princeton. Who's at the loss of Fairleigh Dickinson? Purdue? Oh, you out of here. I got South Carolina
Purdue,
over them. Yeah. Even with Zach.
Bro, the west part of my bracket doesn't look that bad, dude. I think because I had Kansas going out against UConn. So, and I think that's the only game I've missed so far in the West is that game.
Well, I can't say the same. No. Bracket was messed up from the first, man. When I seen Fairleigh Dickinson win that game,
bro. Man, that Xavier and Kennesaw State game was crazy. I was sitting there watching that, and I was like, bro, Kennesaw State's about to win this. Man, that was a crazy game. I like that game. And then Furman with that buzzer beater. Whew, that was crazy.
Virginia, that was another team. that messed up my bracket. Like, just lacking and playing. I don't understand.
And then Michigan State with that upset. Marquette. Dang, man.
No, I had Michigan State going this far. I think they're going to get put back down to earth this weekend when it's time for the Sweet 16 to start. So I still think that Alabama can. I think they're the best team out of 16 that's left. So if that's true, Brandon Miller, he should. He's the number 2 projected pick in the draft coming up. So he didn't overtook the boy Scoot Henderson. So they talking about Victor Wembanyama and then my boy Brandon Miller. So if you got that type of balling status on you, and your squad should be winning the championship. I say that, but I know that the mother number 1 to number 2 Zion's team only went to the Elite Eight. John Morant's team lost like second round, so I understand that, but those were different talents. Alabama's better than everybody else, and South Carolina, like I said, South Carolina women can beat a lot of squads. A lot of squads. I bet you they can beat the Detroit Pistons.
Chill out. Chill out on Detroit.
I don't think so, bro. Not at all.
Hey, so look, what game you looking forward to now?
Well,
Let me see. I gotta take a look, bro.
I tell you, I think I got 2 games that I really just want to see. That Gonzaga and UCLA. Yeah, I'm ready for that. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm ready for that. Shoot.
and
I think
that's crazy because I was thinking about that game as well.
Xavier in Texas, man. I think that's gonna be a good squad or a good game, man. But I think that Texas squad is just gonna be. They got a good chance too. Texas is playing pretty good.
Xavier been balling though.
I know, man. I know.
It's gonna be close. I
So
mean,
if y'all watch Princeton's game against Missouri the second round, it wasn't really close, and Princeton was beating them on all phases of the game, all 3 levels of scoring. So I really want to see this Creighton team, 23-12, a 6 seed. Maybe Princeton should be ranked higher, and Princeton thinks that these are not upsets. They just out there balling. Princeton's won their last 6 games, and I think that this Princeton team might surprise some people. I don't. So that might be a good one. Xavier, Texas, that's going to be a good one as well.
I mean, yeah, bro. Princeton definitely surprised me because I don't never pick an Ivy League school in brackets ever, like ever.
Ever.
So I mean,
never.
but I do what I think the winner of that Creighton and Princeton game, if they end up playing Bama, that's gonna be a massacre. It doesn't matter who Bama's gonna play. I think Bama's just gonna destroy whoever they play.
I agree.
All the way up to the
There's
final.
no questions about it. There's no question about it. And I think Iowa plays on the women's side. Iowa plays Colorado. I just really like seeing Caitlin Clark out there balling. She's just a bucket. So I want them to, if they can avoid South Carolina, I haven't seen the bracket yet, but if they can avoid South Carolina from playing them until the Final Four or whenever they need to play them, then cool. I don't think there's a team on that side that can really match up with Iowa and what they can do.
Sorry, my dogs went crazy just then.
Puppy.
They just bark at anything, bro. Anything. It's hard to keep them quiet. So if y'all had to pick right now, oh, I'm sorry, bro. What'd you say?
Oh no, I was saying I definitely got Creighton though, in that Princeton Creighton.
Oh yeah, for sure. If y'all had to pick right now, looking at the brackets, who's y'all's Final Four now?
Well, we all obviously got Alabama in there.
Yep.
I think Houston gonna beat Miami, and Texas and Xavier. I'm gonna say Xavier, Creighton, and Bama. Gonna win. So Whew. Man, this is tough. You trying to do this to me now, bro? Can we do it next week?
I'm sorry, bro. It just came up in my head, bro, because I'm looking at it. Man, I think so. Like I
Oh,
I'm
said,
okay.
I
rooting
got
for Gonzaga though.
Okay. I got Alabama, Kansas State, Houston, and UCLA. That's because I think UCLA has enough to beat Gonzaga. If Gonzaga wins, then I think Gonzaga can beat whoever their next opponent will be, and they'll get to the Final Four to play Houston. But
I
I
think
think
that's
Alabama, K State,
more than likely.
Houston, and Gonzaga. I mean, not Gonzaga, UCLA.
I think
I'm
so.
taking
I already had
Gonzaga.
Bama, Houston, and Gonzaga in my Final Four. Um,
Mhm.
man, if Tennessee keeps playing like they did against Duke, I think they'll be in it. But I don't know, man. I mean, Michigan State, we'll see what they do. Kansas State. Well, I'm just gonna be flat out honest, bro.
Uh,
I don't see Florida Atlantic beating Tennessee at all. So it'd be out of
Not
those three
even
teams.
close.
But if I had to pick, it'd be Tennessee.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be a close game. I don't think they're gonna do them dirty like that. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, because Tennessee against Duke, they have players that aren't known to be snipers, just shooting the lights. They shot
Right.
the lights out the gym in the second half. So
Mm-hmm.
They had a good day.
they had a good day, and I think Kansas State with their second half of the season, I think Kansas State is going to be the team that ultimately knocks out Tennessee, and that'll be in the Elite Eight. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee is playing Alabama. How crazy would that be? Tennessee and Alabama in the Final Four.
And
For the Final
That would
basketball,
be
Four chip.
nuts, bro. That would be nuts. You know how how many Alabama and Tennessee fans would be? There'd be so many fights up in that game
I'm trying
Oh
to
because
my
tell you,
because
we
goodness.
hate Tennessee.
because in football that's like a huge rivalry, huge.
Yeah, man.
Dang,
I'm trying
that would
to
be
tell you.
nuts.
I'll be
And
pissed.
could you imagine Tennessee beating them for a third time?
Oh, dude.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Alabama wouldn't. Oh my goodness. Tennessee will own Alabama for all of 2024.
Listen,
I would
listen.
I would tell every Alabama fan that I know, hey, bro, any Tennessee fan that you know, just call him Daddy from here on out until y'all beat him again.
Shit.
Because they've already beat them twice this season, and they beat them in football. Yeah, they the ones who originally knocked them out the playoffs. Tennessee was the
Yeah.
ones who originally knocked Alabama out the playoff picture, and they just couldn't get back right. So that would be tough. I might just even root for Tennessee and Alabama to get there, just so I can see that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet to see. Not gonna lie, but I mean, again, Kansas State, they do got a good squad, man. They do. They had they got that one dude that I forgot his name, bro, but he collapsed when he played at Florida.
Yes.
The one that like, yeah, and he came back. He's been balling too.
Yeah, he's actually a Wooden Award finalist. So he's doing, and they had I seen a special about him. Like his story is really cool, and then they asked him
Yeah,
about his comparison to Damar Hamlin's case. So, and he said he wanted to reach out to him, wanted to talk to him. Jalen Woodson is I'm Keontae Johnson. So Keontae Johnson is his name. But yeah, and they had a whole story about how he wanted to reach out to Damar. He said he hasn't, but he's seen some similarities and how the doctors and the first responders. So shout out to them. But yeah, Keontae, he's balling and he's a 3-level scorer. So and he didn't think well the doctors in Florida told him that he wasn't gonna ball again. So to have his team where they at and with a chance, I could definitely see it. But that game against Tennessee, as long as they handle business, oh my goodness. As long as they both handle business this weekend, the game against Tennessee is going to be brutal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kansas versus Tennessee. I'm ready for it. But
Yeah, that's gonna be a good game, bro.
All right, and then just like your favorite Chipotle dish, this is a wrap. But y'all know how we like to end these broadcasts. So, drum roll.
I like tacos.
Lights off.
What did y'all talk? Anyways, so I from time to time I like to get on these apps, Tinder or whatever. So I meet up. It's a mutual match. I asked the date to meet me at the gym, but she never showed up. So I guess the two of us aren't going to work out.
Work out.
Stupid.
No.